In this video, I am going to talk about some simple ways that you can start saving money faster. I'm not going to go through all complicated stuff. I'm not going to be telling you to switch accounts and look for the highest interest rates. I want to give you some simple, actionable steps in order to get your savings account from $0 to $10,000+ in a matter of a few months. Now, if we haven't met already, my name is Anfernee McLemore. I make videos about personal finance, investing, and side hustles, but today's video is going to be all about saving. Now, here on the channel, I do have a little bit of a saving/investing challenge going on. About 6 to 7 months ago, I started a Robinhood challenge where I started investing $250 a month into an investment account to show you what growth would look like. But for the majority of people, before they can actually start investing and doing something similar, they need to first have an emergency fund set up. They need to first have some savings to rely on just in case those investments don't work out. And here I am to save the day to give you some simple steps to do that. So to get right into it, the first thing that you should always do, step number one, is going to be to make a budget. Before you do anything else, you need to know how much money you are bringing in every month. How much money are you actually making after taxes? And then after that, I want you to go line by line and write down every single expense that you have on a monthly basis. Write down your Netflix subscription, write down your Apple iCloud subscription, write down how much your rent or mortgage payment is, how much your car payments are, and put every single thing that comes out of your bank account into this spreadsheet. And then once you do this, I like to do mine personally in a Google Sheet spreadsheet, but I started off doing it on pen and paper like a lot of other people do. And just as well, there are a lot of different apps that help you do this as well. But however way you want to keep track of this, find out how much money you actually have in surplus or in deficit at the end of each and every month. For most people who are living paycheck to paycheck, you may actually be losing money on a debt-to-debt basis because you are spending more money than you are bringing in every single month. And this can be a dangerous scenario to be in because you are one paycheck away from losing your home, losing your car, losing almost everything to your name. And this is not really a position that you want to be investing in if you're even thinking about that. So let's start off by making a couple of simple changes to get yourself in better financial shape. And one of the first of those changes that I would personally recommend and that I have done for myself is going through those lists of expenses and finding out what subscriptions that you actually don't need. Whether it's Netflix, Disney Plus, YouTube TV, sorry, YouTube, anything that you can't actually pay off and that only charges you on a monthly basis to use that subscription or software, and as well that you don't actually need that subscription, you need to cancel right away. If you are living paycheck to paycheck and you're spending more than you're making, you need to go a few months or indefinitely without these subscriptions. Find a way to bootleg it, but you don't need to be spending money on things when you don't have that money to spend. I personally like to pick and choose when I get my subscription in order to save money over the year. For example, I only get YouTube TV during the basketball season, and I tend to only get a few other movie watching subscription services around Christmas and holidays, because throughout the rest of the year, if my kid or my wife isn't watching it and I'm not watching it, then I don't like to waste money on it. And then the next thing that you can do, which you can also do while you're canceling your subscriptions, is to then set a savings goal. The power of writing something down is so significant because it makes whatever you're working towards tangible. I believe that it brings that thought from an idea in your head into the real world, into reality. By the act of writing it down, you are committing to it. You are saying that this is going to happen. So whether your goal is to save $1,000 in 6 months or $100,000 in 6 months, write it down. Write down whatever you feasibly think you can do after creating your budget, because this now gives you something to work for. This now gives you some motivation. You're not just saving for the sake of saving. You can make it a competition with yourself and see how fast you can actually reach this objective. But let's go a little bit more granular, a little bit more practical of some ways that you can start saving money fast that I actually think makes you a more productive human being overall, not just in the case of financials. And this is going to be by meal prepping. Now, I've been meal prepping for a few months now, and my go-to meal prep is broccoli cheddar rice, baked chicken, and canned vegetables. I can cook 5 to 6 chicken breasts with 2 to 3 bags of rice and 4 to 5 cans of vegetables, and I will be set for the whole week, and that will be my lunch or dinner for the entire week. And the reason why I says this makes me more productive is that usually when I eat these meal preps, it is going to be in the middle of the day. It is going to be at a time in the day where I'm probably the most busy, and I don't want to waste a lot of energy thinking about what I want to cook or what I want to eat for lunch that day. So what I do is that I just grab a meal prep out of the fridge, throw it in the microwave, and once I eat it, I am able to continue my day. But another side effect besides being able to be more productive is that I'm actually able to save a lot of money because each meal prep lunch costs on average $2 or less for the entire week. So while I could go out to McDonald's or to a fast food place and spend $5 to $10 each meal, instead I'm spending $2 staying at home and able to save time and money by doing so. So if you haven't thought about meal prepping, give it a shot. The food food isn't bad after sitting in the fridge or the freezer for a week, I promise you, and I think that you'll be able to get a lot more done in your day simply by doing so. But the next method that I would recommend to start saving money fast is going to be by actually paying off debt. Now this goes to the people who are not currently spending more than they make. This goes to the people that have a little bit of surplus in order to allocate towards certain areas. So if you do actually have a little bit of surplus, whether that's $100 or $1,000 a month, and you have some debt that you haven't paid off yet, I would personally recommend paying off the debt. You can free up a lot of monthly cash flow simply by eliminating some of those debt payments, and by getting rid of that debt, not only are you able to save more money at the end of the day once you pay it off, but you also have a stress. You also have a bill taken off of you that you won't have to pay every single month. I know for a lot of us, it could be discouraging to pay off debt because you're putting extra money towards something that you won't get again. You won't get any additional value immediately for the extra money that you're spending. So a lot of people say, well, my car note is $250. Why would I pay $500 when I could just pay $250 until it's paid off? Well, for one, you would save a lot in interest if you actually did do that. And two, is all about getting rid of that stress. Not worrying about having to make another payment, and having that peace, I guarantee you, is going to be worth it at the end of the day. But you don't have to take my word for it blindly. Try it off with a small debt, maybe a credit card that you have been postponing for a little while. Start by paying off that card and then analyzing how you feel at the end of it. And if you don't think it's worth it, then continue making your minimum payments. But if you do feel a sense of relief, then you can come back and give this video a like. But the next method to save money fast is going to be automating your contributions to your savings account. I talk about my experiences a lot, but I recently did this with the Robinhood challenge that I have on the channel, and I set it up to withdraw $250 from my business account every week. And throughout the last 6 months, I all but forgot about this withdrawal because it wasn't coming from my personal savings account. And every now and then I'll go into the account and make an investment, but it genuinely surprised me how fast this account got to $10,000 when I wasn't even thinking about it. And I believe that that is the power of automatic contributions. Giving yourself one less thing to think about, giving yourself one less thing to worry about, or one less thing to doubt when it comes to saving money genuinely does help you save more money faster. If I had been in a position where all I had was $250 to save every month, and I had to make the decision to transfer that over to a savings account every single week or every single month, as I said, then 1 or 2 months, or 1 or 2 weeks, as I should say, because that's what the Robinhood challenge is, I may have been reconsidering whether it was worth it or not to withdraw that money. I may have been doubting myself, and in turn, there could have been a few months where I didn't actually meet my savings goals because human emotion came into play. But when it comes to automatic contributions, it is all systematic, it is all robotic, and it does it because it is set to do it, and that removes all of the emotion, all of the doubt out of the equation, and it allows you to focus on other things that genuinely make you happy. And then lastly, one of the most powerful ways to save money faster would be by starting a side hustle. And sometimes when I mention side hustles, many people think that you just try to do the thing that makes the most money. Maybe that's drop shipping for you, or day trading, or starting a YouTube channel. But I personally think that a side hustle should be something that genuinely makes you happy, something that you genuinely find fulfillment in. I have been doing YouTube over the past 4 years as a side hustle, and in moments where I felt overwhelmed with it, I would just give myself a break from it because I knew that I wanted to be doing this for 10 to 15 years and not just get burnt out and stop doing it forever because I tried to push myself too hard. I genuinely find a lot of fulfillment in coming on here and talking to the camera, or talking to you guys, however many of you watch this video, and just expressing my financial knowledge out there to the world. One day this could potentially be a full-time job for me. Actually, I ain't going to work on it until it is, but until that day comes, I still want to continue to find happiness and fulfillment by doing this. And for you, that may not be by making YouTube videos, but that side hustle could be by doing Uber rides, or doing Lyft rides, or doing babysitting, or dog sitting, or any hobby that you think that you can monetize could legitimately be a side hustle if you know how to make a business plan around it, and if you have a structure for monetizing that idea. So I really hope that during this video you found some value and you were able to take away some steps, or at least one thing that will help you start to save money faster. And by faster, I mean today. If you did find value in at least one part of this video, do me a favor and tap that like button for your boy, and also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And if you do subscribe, then I'll see you in the next one, guys.